हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज जिस टॉपिक पे मैं वीडियो बना रही हूँ वो है आपका इग्नू का BPAG 172 यूनिट 3 गवर्नेंस फ्रेमवर्क इन इंडिया। ये टॉपिक दो पार्ट्स में आएगा। आज मैं इसके पार्ट 1 में आपको नोट्स प्रोवाइड करा रही हूँ, फिर अगला पार्ट भी में पूरा चैप्टर जो है कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। तो शुरू करते हैं। Operational framework of governance, role of state actors. Law is the framework of how to prevent the state or its individual from becoming tyrannical. The Constitution protects civil rights, provides equality irrespective of caste, creed, gender, religion, etc. Governance in India provides the welfare of the people. Constitutional supremacy. The Constitution of India was adopted on November 26, 1949 by the Constituent Assembly. The chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee, B.R. Ambedkar, explained that a good constitution may not lead to democratic governance, but the quality of a good governance is suggested by the state and its act following our Preamble: Liberty, justice, fraternity, and equality. The Constitution decides the power, function, and jurisdictional boundaries of state legislature, executive, and judiciary, and some particular rights, remedies, and responsibilities for its citizen. Some specific rules and regulations are drafted by the related departments or ministry. Judiciary enforces the fundamental rights in the violation of the constitution principle. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट है पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम. The parliament has been working on bills, debate, question hours, etc. since Indian independence. It consists of the President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. The President of India is the head of the state and he or she does not belong to any legislature but an integral part of the parliament, and business proceedings of the parliament are headed by him or her. The President can send back the bill without consent or can ask the Houses to reconsider the bill. The Constitution prescribes that the reports of Auditor General, Finance Commission, UPSC are submitted to the President, who later puts forth before the Houses. The Council of Ministers, headed by the Prime Minister, aid and advise the President in the execution of his or her function. The executive, that is, the ministers, are collectively responsible to the Parliament in general and Lok Sabha in particular, as it represents the elected representatives of the country. Next is role of political executive. The executive function is one of the crucial functions in India as it deals with the implementation of policy, laws, rules and regulation. It includes Prime Minister, Cabinet and other minister. As per the Constitution, Prime Minister is the real executive of the government and head of the Council of Ministers. Recommendation of person for appointment as ministers or Attorney General of India or Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Chairperson of UPSC, Election Commission, Finance Commission, etc. Case example: Planning Commission was established to have a comprehensive planning body at the center. Let us take another example in this context. On January 1st, 2015, a cabinet resolution was passed to replace Planning Commission with National Institution for Transforming India, that is Niti Aayog, to suit the current requirements. Niti Aayog has been established with the objective to promote participatory citizenry, cooperative federalism, women empowerment, leveraging technology for transparent governance, inclusivity, etc. Next is role of administrative executive. The civil service, field agency and authorities, armed forces, etc., constitute the administrative executive. While the political executive is elected every 5 years, the administrative executive is the permanent structure of the nation who is selected through various examinations. Under political executive, the administrative executive is not accountable to the legislature, rather directly answerable to their respective political head. For example, in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, the secretary will be directly accountable to the minister. Let us understand the interface between politics and administration through accountability tools given below. Freedom of information. RTI Act came as a result of the Freedom of Information movement, which was pioneered by Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan, a non-governmental organization in Rajasthan. The Right to Information Act 2005 confers on the citizen the right to inspect works, document and records of the government and its agency. Take notes, extract on certified copies of documents or record. Take certified samples of material. Obtain information in form of printout, disk, floppies, tape, video cassette or in any other electronic mode. Citizen Charter. Citizen Charter was implemented in the year 2002. Main agenda was to formulate Citizen Charter which could ensure service delivery standard. Public hearing. A public hearing is a participatory process that involves detailed interaction between the general public and the concerned stakeholder of the project, vis-a-vis mining, industrial infrastructure, thermal power, nuclear power, and hydropower project. State and local governance. Governance at the state level. The governor presides over the state as the nominal executive. As per Article 355, the governor oversees the formation of state government, maintains unity of command between the center and state, gives assent to the bills passed in the assembly, and appoints important heads of the state based on the recommendation of chief minister, etc. Unlike President of India, the governor does not possess diplomatic, military or emergency power. The chief minister, being the real head of the government at the state level, serves as an important communication channel between governor, state legislative assembly, prime minister and citizen. Governance at the local level. The creation of municipalities and panchayat came into effect with the passage of 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Urban local bodies and panchayats within the constitutional framework and provides for devolution of funds function. The constitution of ward committee, planning committee and the district planning committee for preparation and consolidation of plans of spatial, economic and social development marks a paradigm shift from a traditional top down approach to bottom up approach. Role of judiciary. Judges are not elected but clearly have the power to check the exercise of authority of elected representatives and appointed official. The judiciary as an institution is vastly respected and is vested within the power to protect the rights and freedom of people. Dr. Ambedkar and other founding fathers of the Constitution, given the need for promptly responding to the needs of the poor and challenges of representative institution, Supreme Court crafted innovative tools like public interest litigation, Lok Adalat, etc. The Supreme Court has interpreted the scope of fundamental rights consistently amidst opposition from the legislative and executive, thereby upholding the rights and dignity of individual in line with constitutional principle. When Golaknath versus State of Punjab case was overruled by Keshav Anand Bharti versus State of Kerala case, the court was faced with the question whether Parliament could exercise unlimited powers to amend the constitution. Basic structure of the constitution clearly indicates the commitment of Indian judiciary. तो ये था आज का वीडियो और इसका सेकंड पार्ट जो है बहुत जल्दी ही आ जाएगा। और अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो, ये नोट्स पसंद आया हो, तो प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, बेल आइकन को दबाइए ताकि जब भी मैं कोई लेटेस्ट वीडियो डालूँ उसकी नोटिफिकेशन आप लोगों तक पहुंच जाए। स्टूडेंट्स वैसे मैंने नोट्स बनाना बंद कर दिए, लेकिन किसी स्टूडेंट को इस सब्जेक्ट के नोट्स चाहिए थे तो मैं इस सब्जेक्ट के नोट्स बना रही हूँ। अगर किसी भी स्टूडेंट को इस सब्जेक्ट के नोट्स चाहिए हो तो फिर वो मेरे व्हाट्सअप नंबर पे कांटेक्ट कर सकता है। नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मैं व्हाट्सअप नंबर दे दूँगी, आपको सिर्फ मैसेज करना है, कॉल नहीं करना है। आज के लिए बस इतना ही। थैंक यू।